Welcome to WIC's Virtual Nutrition Education. This lesson is about protein. Let's begin by talking about what protein is. Protein is made up of amino acids, which are often called the building blocks of life because they were required for the structure, function, and regulation of all of the body's tissues and organs. Protein repairs cells and makes new cells. This is especially important during pregnancy as a baby grows and develops. It is also important in children as they grow and develop too. Protein can be found in a variety of foods. Some animal sources of protein include meat, like beef, pork, poultry, dairy products like cheese, milk, and yogurt, fish, and also eggs. In addition to animal sources of protein, there are also a lot of plant sources that have great protein in them too. Some examples of plant sources of protein include soy, legumes, beans, grains like wheat and quinoa, and also nuts and nut butters. Now that we've talked about some examples of foods that are high in protein, let's talk about how much people need at different stages of the lifespan. The recommended amount of protein for adults is 10 to 35% of total calories for the day. This equals about 50 to 175 grams of protein on a 2,000 calorie diet. During pregnancy and lactation, protein recommendations are slightly increased to 20 to 25% of total calories for the day. This is about 75 to 100 grams on a 2,000 calorie diet. These needs are increased because the mom and the baby both need sufficient protein. For children, the recommended amount of protein is based off of the child's body weight. Around 1 to 1.5 grams of protein are recommended for every 2 pounds of body weight. For example, a 40-pound child needs about 18 grams of protein every day. The average recommendations for protein intake in small children includes 2 ounces of protein every day for 2-year-olds, 3 to 4 ounces of protein every day for 3-year-olds, and 3 to 5 ounces of protein every day for 4 to 5-year-olds. Using these recommendations for serving sizes, let's talk about what this looks like in terms of food. One ounce of a protein food is typically about 7 grams of protein. This could look like 1 large egg, 1 ounce of meat, fish, poultry, or cheese, 1/4 cup of tofu, a half cup of beans or chickpeas, and 1 cup of pasta or oatmeal. For many children, it is not uncommon to experience phases of picky eating. This can be especially true for meat and protein type foods. Let's talk about some tips to help our kids get enough protein even if they are picky eaters. As children get introduced to meat and other protein foods, they might be sensitive to new textures and flavors. Their teeth also change, which can impact their ability to chew. Independent personalities can also increase pickiness, as children view eating as an opportunity to make their own choices. If your family is going through a period of picky eating, be patient with your children. Set a good example for them by trying different meat foods. Encourage dairy, grains, and veggies that are high in protein if the children like to eat those. This is a good way to make sure they are still getting sufficient amounts of protein in their diet. Some other tips for encouraging children to eat meat include using different cooking methods to produce softer meats. Examples would be using the slow cooker to make pulled pork, shredded beef or chicken, using ground meats that are broken up and easier to chew, or using sauces or moist heat like steaming or stewing to make the meat softer as well. Another method would be to cook with citrus foods like lemon, limes, or oranges. This can help break down tougher meats and make them easier to chew. Examples would be lemon baked tilapia or lime cilantro chicken tenders. Lastly, a fun way to encourage meat eating is to use dippers. Kids love to dip things in a sauce. It makes it seem like an activity to provide them with ketchup, mustard, mayo, ranch, salsa, barbecue sauce, etc., so that they can enjoy dipping their meats into a sauce. It can also be fun for them to use unique things like a skewer or a toothpick to dip as well. To test our understanding of the importance of protein, let's go through these 3 true or false questions. True or false? Protein is important during pregnancy. This is very true. The amino acids and proteins are needed to build cells for growth and development. True or false? Plant foods do not contain enough protein. This is false. There are plenty of plant foods that have adequate amounts of protein, and you can get sufficient amounts of protein on a plant-based diet. True or false? Children can outgrow picky eating. This is true. As children experience changes in their teeth, and as they get used to new textures and flavors, they may begin to enjoy eating different meats that they had not previously liked. Now that you have finished watching this nutrition education video, please return to your email and complete the Google survey that is attached. Thanks for watching!